Whatever it takes, I know I can make it through. And if I hold out, I know I can make it through. Be the best, the best that I can be. Whatever it takes, I know I can make it. I know I can make it through.
Well, when you think about it this way, I'm going to have to go back into the real world eventually. Like, I can't just do what I've been doing for years and hide from the world, basically isolating myself in this apartment. And this apartment really isn't that safe to hide in the first place. I think, well, I've been in this apartment for 4 years, and pretty much almost straight through had almost zero human contact, um, with the exception of one or two people, but they're not friends though. Um, aside from that, I just don't talk to anybody because of course, I let all of my fears run my life. I don't want to do that shit anymore. I have social anxiety disorder and I have major depressive disorder. But something has to change because dealing with these two things is just slowly eating me alive. I do not want to die here. Not like this. And for me to say I don't want to die, period, lets me know how far I've come, because for the last 10 years, my main ambition was to end my life, which almost worked. See, my last suicide attempt was back in 2011, and I overdosed on some sleeping pills. I can't remember if I took the whole bottle or not. I know I took most of them. But actually what I did was I was filming myself overdose, and I didn't get sick right away, but the taste in the mouth was just gross. It was just nasty. I mean, to this day, I can sometimes, if I think about the overdose, sometimes it's like I can still taste that nasty shit when I overdose. And and I was filming it, and then of course I was putting it on YouTube because I felt like there's no love in this world anymore. Hate runs this place. If people really were about love and acceptance, I would have been accepted by people. People would want to talk to me and see that I'm not such a bad person. I do have my flaws, but overall I am a nice guy underneath all that depressive mess that I'm in. But since I figure I live in this hateful world, people are going to want to see my pain as entertainment. So I put it on YouTube, and it was on for a few days because I ended up going to the hospital. But I started throwing up first, like in the bedroom floor, and then I was so sick I couldn't walk. I had to literally crawl to next door. This guy, to this guy that lives across the hall, although since then he moved into another apartment room or apartment, whatever. I asked him if he can call the paramedics, and he did. And the paramedics came, took me to the hospital, and by the time I even reached to the ER room, I was starting to go in and out of it, like I was starting to fall asleep or pass out. And next thing I knew, I woke up. I was in a patient room. I was in another room, basically, and the doctors, from what they told me, was my body was unresponsive for 12 hours. So I consider that as my almost death experience, like not a near death, but like exactly, but like I could have died if was done, nothing was done about it. And I did take the video off of YouTube when I was able to come back to the apartment. But since then, it's been back and forth. Like my depression gets the best of me. I want to hurt. Like right now, I have the urge, especially the past couple of months, and especially the past 4 months, where I've been taking this antidepressants. I've been having increasing suicidal thoughts. But the difference between now and when I was 20, 25, 26, I used to self harm for years, especially during my early 20s. But let's see. That's one thing about depression. You can quickly forget what you're saying or what you're thinking or what you needed to do. Like I seriously just forgot what I was gonna say. Um, what was I? Oh, right. So that's the thing about living on the basement floor. When they do construction, uh, they're right next to your window. When they're doing watering shit, the water goes through the windows and it leaks through my windowsill and bullshit like that. So it's too noisy out there. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but um, right. So getting back on track, I think I'm remembering what I was going to say. Um, since I've been taking my medications for the past 5 months, I literally don't feel any different. I feel the same. I don't feel anything. I feel depressed. I feel like I want death is a choice, or death is a positive choice. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm also, while I still have these suicidal thoughts, I'm also fighting them, which is telling me that I don't want to die after, like I used to think. Um, yeah, true. I thought it was the best thing, and I could be completely healed within 2 years, hypothetically speaking, and move on for the rest of my life. And when I'm 50 years old, assuming I'm going to live that long, which to be honest is overwhelming, and I look back on now, I would still say that trying to kill myself was the best thing, was the best choice for me. I would never have no regrets, no matter how I move on, because I know death is it's just uh, it's just something that I wanted, although not now, obviously. I'm 30 years old and nowhere near where I'm supposed to be in life because I was too busy hurting myself, um, pretty much too depressed to even work. I mean, I'm going to have to go back to work eventually, um, which is why I kind of wanted to do this vlog. Um, After all the depressive shit, I want to say that I want to live, but that I'm so overwhelmed. I'm at a point where I want to kill myself because I want to live. You see, when you live many years trying to hurt yourself and trying to end your life, then all of a sudden, after time goes by, you want to decide to change those views and say you want to live. That I put myself in a mental panic. Like I was scared. Well, actually, I'm still scared because I don't know what to do about this. I'm terrified of living. I'm terrified of doing things for my own because most of my 20s was spent being submissive to everybody, sacrificing my own opinions and views just to make a friend, which never worked. At least now I know who I am, and I pretty much come to terms with who I am. But I can't just be a person that knows who he is. He needs to do something. And if I'm gonna stay alive, then I might as well do shit. But at the same time, because of my lack of life experience, like seriously, I have like almost no life experience throughout my 20s because of all the stupid shit I've done. And that scares me. Living scares me. It's overwhelming. Um, it's, she's back there. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to fucking do. I'm, like, right now, I'm still hiding in my apartment. I could go, like, seriously, there's a whole world out there, but I feel like this apartment shields me from it. Like, I feel weighed down. Well, mostly because of the negative shit that goes on here. But, I feel like I use this apartment as an excuse to not have to go out there. I mean, yes, I'm afraid of people. Yes, I still am depressed, and I'm still trying to work things out. But I want to go out there. You know, I'm starting to realize, especially after the Orlando shooting and then the terrorist attack in Nice, France, I may one day be killed just because of who I am, which is a gay and developing pride gay man. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. A developing proud gay man who he accepted that he's also black. I mean, I used to have my issues with that too. Um, I know most people are not gonna get this, but when you decide you don't want to hurt yourself, and then you decide you want to live, you don't know what to do. Like, seriously, I feel disabled just for not knowing what to do. I don't know where to go from here next. The only thing I know is that I need to get the hell out of this apartment because I know I don't talk about it, but there are things here that I that is giving me urges to want to fucking strangle my neck. And I'm already depressed enough as it is, so have additional reasons to do it, and for it, basically my residence to be a part of this, I need to make changes. Now that's the thing. How do I move on after isolating myself for years? All I know how to do is hide. I don't know how to do anything else but hide. Stay in your apartment for as long as possible. I mean, I stayed in all day on Sunday because really I didn't want to go out because I feel like I don't have enough importance in the world to go out there and do shit. I don't feel important. Like right now, like I say, I want to do something important. I want to go out there, start facing my fears, but I feel like there is no place on this earth that is for me to go to. Like, I don't feel like there is a place for me to go to. So, how do I move on when I can't even step outside without either getting a panic attack because there's too many people around, or because you feel like you're not important enough to even step outside? Like, there's just no place that you can call your hangout or a place that you can work at and you'll be accepted. There's no place for you. I don't know. These are things that I'm not supposed to know because technically I should have died by now. Like I said, I will never have regrets on trying to hurt myself. Never. No. I did what I thought was best. However, I can move on from it. I mean, at least I'm fighting off the suicidal thoughts without actually hurting myself anymore. Like, I'll I'll be depressed and I'll stay indoors for hours, if not days, a day or two. But other than that, I don't hurt myself anymore. I pretty much retired from self-harming. Life is overwhelming. I mean, when you're depressed, you start believing all these lies that are in your head. I used to believe that I needed permission from people to do what I want to do, or I needed their approval. And if they don't approve, don't do it, because that's not what you wanted to do. And let me tell you this, I care too much of what people think of me. Like these chapter 2 videos, like basically I'm kind of trying to organize these videos by chapters, kind of like a book, detailing a new section of my life, basically. And this is basically kind of transition, hopefully, out of my isolating hellhole, to new things. Of course, I don't know what to do about it. Because guess what? I have not been out there. I'll go to the library, I'll go to Walmart to eat so much food, and trust me, my weight has felt the wrath of food. So yes, when I'm depressed, which is pretty much all the time, I tend to eat and eat and eat. But I guess I can use these closed blinds as a metaphor, saying I truly don't see what's out there. I don't see a future. I don't see anything because I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Life was never part of the plan. And like I said, depression tells you all kinds of lies. Like I said, I need people's approval to do anything. I'm not worth anything. I'm useless. I'm going to hell. You know, I used to call myself the abomination. I was in a hospital. This is a separate incident. Like, how old was I? This was maybe when I was 24, 23, somewhere around there. I was in a hospital once again. I have a history of going there several times. You can only imagine why. And of course, this was around the time I was hearing more and more how gay was a sin, and man and can't lie with a man like he can with a woman, blah blah blah. And so I was reading through the Bible, and I took it seriously. So I started calling myself the abomination. The reason why I will never have love and acceptance in my life, because I am the abomination, and I'm going straight to hell. And trust me, I believed that for years. For years. Not just a day or two, not for a couple of months. For years. I used to say a lot of horrible shit because I'm gay. And, truth be told, deep down I knew that I wasn't gonna. Being gay was just a part of me that will never change. And that's why, like I said, I'm accepting myself now. But still, with all these lies that my depression told me, including you don't belong, like I'm saying right now, like I still don't feel like I belong out there. I feel like I need to keep myself boxed in, despite my growing desire to actually go out there and explore life. I want to leave Minnesota. I want to leave because I was never happy here. I never wanted to come here. Maybe in my next vlog I'll explain more about that and why I'm even here. But I don't want to be here. And I'm not happy here. I was not happy one day since I came here. And I think at this point a new change of scenery might help me. That's the only thing I know. I don't know how to live life. I don't know how to start enjoying it. I don't know where I'm supposed to go to start enjoying it. All I know is I need to get out of this apartment and I need to go out of this state. Because if I stay here, I know I'm going to try to kill myself again. Because I feel it now. I feel it now. I'm doing the best I can to avoid all of this. Because trust me, I do want to move on. But still, I don't know how to live. And all, it's just, my depression kept telling me that you're not supposed to do what you want, only do what other people want. And trust me, I was submissive to people for years because I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be loved, and I was willing to sacrifice the person that I am in order to make a friend. Like, of course, I tried a couple of attempts to be straight that quickly backfired on me. Uh, I, I, I would try to dress up. I remember in high school, I used to try to dress up nice, because that's what the old juniors and seniors were doing. And again, that was not my identity. I was just following everyone else's. I like to dress up in black. I'm an outsider, and I want to dress like one. I want to have shirts that have attitude, like graphic tees. I have a t-shirt now that I bought recently that says, "Bad decisions make good stories." I want shirts like that, shirts that say a statement or have some sort of gothic design to them. Because I will never be a person that society says men should be. I will never be that. So at least I came to terms with that. Question is, I can't just live life, accepting myself. I need to live life doing something. The only thing I know is that I need to get the fuck out of here. Now, I know that all these, here's one other thing. What I want to know is how long was I truly depressed? I mean, I knew I was depressed in high school, but I just assumed that went away after a while. But I'm starting to, based on my journal entries, because I like to write in a journal, but again, I don't do it much because my depression says don't do it, you don't feel like doing it, it's just a waste of time. Based on what I wrote, now I would say I felt depressed, but I never directly stated it either. And based on what I wrote and what the depression symptoms are, like irritability, and being sad all the time, don't feel like doing anything, have this don't care attitude, which affected me for almost my entire 20s. Because I didn't even know what depression was until I was around 26. And by that time, I just didn't care anymore. Just wanted myself dead. And the worst part is, I think I went on this depressing path for so long because I never had anyone tell me, and I don't have friends, I don't have family that I get along with in such a way that I don't even consider myself having a family, except for one sister. I mean, I do have more relatives, obviously, but I don't get along with them. In fact, I'm on a no-speaking basis with them. But I have basically no one. For years, no friends, no nothing. If now, more than likely, probably I wouldn't listen. Because when I look back on the people I pushed away, it was because I wasn't listening to the positive feedback that they were trying to give me. So maybe I should take that back. Because I was going to say, maybe if I had friends, I would have listened to them. I would have been more, I would have had more encouragement to get myself better. But knowing myself, even if I did, I wouldn't listen to them. Because the negative became the only focus. And with so many haters hating on me for no reason at all, especially in Minnesota, they really don't like people that weren't born or raised there. And trust me, I can tell you a lot of stories. on that. But anyway, um, I didn't, and those people that pushed away weren't even from Minnesota. They were from Kentucky and any other state. Apparently I can make friends anywhere except here. Um, it always takes a long time, a couple of years, 2 to 3 tops, but eventually I could make a friend, except here. I didn't have that. So because I didn't have this, regardless, I just didn't believe it. I didn't believe I could do anything positive with my life. I didn't believe that that I was a person worth saving or a person whose voice mattered. Like to this day, I really don't feel like I matter to anybody because people just have an automatic hate for me, and I don't get it. I'm not a hater. I'm a person of equality. I love to be there for other people when I can. Of course, I'm too fucked up to help anybody else right now. So, but I don't get it. I just don't understand why people just, whatever. The point is, I want to live. Someone that used to dedicate his life to taking his life, now is saying that he wants to live. But this overwhelming feeling is starting to open my mind, saying I can do anything. I can go anywhere I want. I don't need people's permission to be anyone. I'm sorry, I'm still struggling with this right now because, trust me, depression tells you a lot of bad things about yourself, even whether it's true or not. And so I'm saying life right now is too overwhelming. But these, I feel overwhelmed. I feel stressed. I feel pressured to say that I'm an adult and I can do whatever I want instead of believing that I need people's permission or approval to do anything. All these lies I believe is just amazing in a bad way. It's just I don't know what to do anymore. But I do know I need to do more of these vlogs before I start hurting myself. That's why I'm doing these vlogs. Because I would love to choke myself with a fucking cord by putting it around my neck and tighten it. But I won't do it. Like I said, I have these suicidal thoughts, but I'm fighting through them.